Today we will be learning a little bit of JavaScript. There are many programming languages that you can learn, so I want to talk about why our school uses JavaScript as a way to teach. So, this is the biggest reason. Everyone has a JavaScript engine on their computer that they use every day. Every day, if you use your computer, you are also probably using a JavaScript engine. Does anyone know where that JavaScript engine is on your computer? Yeah, the browser, Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, that is a JavaScript engine. It gets information in the form of JavaScript and it shows it to you. It runs that file and it shows it, right? So, JavaScript is a high-level programming language, and we all know what that is now, right? It is one of the 3 core technologies of the World Wide Web. So there's JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. HTML and CSS are languages, but we don't typically consider them programming languages because there is no logic to them. You cannot build ifs and elses or loops with HTML and CSS, and we'll talk about that in a sec. So we will be learning a little bit of JavaScript today. So writing a program in JavaScript is very similar to solving the maze, except there's a few more instructions, right? We don't just have T and F, right? So here are some of the instructions that you will encounter. So today, specifically, you will see var, you will see while, you'll see some mathematical things, and then you'll also see some characters. So this is how we give instructions to the computer. And just like learning another language, we need to also learn the grammar and syntax to be able to give the correct instruction to a computer. Okay? So we are going to do some reading today. Everyone has this sheet in front of them. So first, we'll learn about something called variables. Okay? I like to think of variables as boxes or containers. Variables are containers that store some information. Okay? When they are created, and the technical term is declared, when we create this container, we give them a name. So it's like we want to create a box to hold some information. And then we put a name on that box. Okay? This name is used later in our code, so we can refer to the information stored. And we can also change what's inside of this box. We can take something out and replace it. All right? So here's an example of what a variable creation looks like. So we have to use this special word, var, just like how we have T and F. Var means I want to create a variable. And then what do you think job is? Job is the name of our variable. So we're saying, hey computer, I'm creating a variable. So please remember it. I'm going to call it job. And inside of this variable, I'm going to store engineer. I'm going to store this information, and this information is engineer. Okay? So that's our keyword, var. Job is our name. The equal is what we call an assignment operator. This means, assign this to engineer. So your challenge is circle the names of all the variables in your code. And data is very important because that's what programming is. We take data, information, and we think of different ways to store the information. different ways of giving the information to someone else, different ways of changing the information. Okay, so what are the different data types that we have? Well, there are many, but today we will talk about string, Boolean, and number. So what are those? So for the first one up here, var job equals engineer. Engineer is a string. When it's a string, it means that it's data inside of quotes. So anything inside of the quotes is a string, and that is a data type. It's a type of data. This is how we classify data that we have. Okay. Another piece of data is called a Boolean, and this is either true or false. Okay. A Boolean, fancy word, true or false. So notice the true does not have quotes around it. And we have another one called number, right? And 2019 is a number. And there are no quotes around it. If we were to put quotes around 2019, it becomes a string. So another part of code is called operators. So operators are symbols that do something to values or tell us something about the values. So we have less than as an example. Sometimes there's 3 equal signs, and that can be something is equal to something else. Plus equal is what we started out with, plus equal a number. Let me show this. We've seen this in math. What does this mean? Yeah, less than or equal to. So maybe if count is less than or equal to 10. Yeah, so less than or equal to. So if count starts at 1, is 1 less than or equal to 10? True. So this would give us true in the beginning. Yeah. And how about plus equal? What does plus equal do? What does plus equal do to our variable? How about for count plus equal 1? Yeah, this means that we are adding 1 to whatever our count is. So we're asking, what is count? Let's add 1 to it. Let's plus equal 1. So this means add to that. So if this is A plus equal B, then we say add B to A. So how about for printing? So this console.log at the end is a built-in command for the computer to know to print something. So this is to show us what is happening. Okay. It allows us to see what's going on when we run the code. So this is a command, and then in here is what we tell the computer to print. So when I mean print, I mean show on the screen. So lastly, let's talk about loops. So we have a while loop. And so we know it's a while loop because there's a while keyword, a special word. Okay. And what this while loop does is it keeps running the code in here until this becomes false. So while it is true, it keeps going through and running the code. And each time we loop, we will run the code inside of the curly brackets right here. Okay? So while the count is less than 100, we print hello, we say hello, and we change the count. You know some of the basic building blocks? So figure out with your partner what is happening. Okay. What is happening in this code?
So that would then be 1.
Here's the code. So, how many people think that total is 10? What did other people get? What is total after this? 2. 55. Anyone else have 55? Yeah, so total is 55. Okay, so let's walk through it. Okay? So let's pretend to be computers. Explicit instructions. Var total equals 0. This means I need to remember there's something called total, and it is equal to 0 right now, the number 0. Var count equals 1. I'm going to remember count is equal to 1. Now, a while loop. Okay, so that means we're going to be looping, maybe. What's count? 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 10? Yes. So, because it's yes, we go in here. Total plus equal count. What is total? 0. 0 plus our count, which is 1, gives me what? 1. Yeah, so my total is now 1. Next line, count plus equal 1. What is count? So plus equal 1 is 2. Okay, I reach the end, but because this is true, I keep going. Okay, what is count now? 2. Is this less than or equal to 10? Yes, so I go in. Total plus equal count. What is my total? 1 plus equal count. 2 is 3. Yes, this gives me 3. Next, count plus equal 1. What is count now? No? 3. Yeah, 2 plus 1 is 3. I reach the end. I go again. Is count less than or equal to 10? True. Total plus equal count. My total is 3. My count is 3 plus 6. This is 6 now. Count plus equal 1. What is count now? 4. Yeah, let's go again. Still less than? What's 36 plus 9? 45. Correct. Count? 10. Is 10 less than or equal to 10? Yes. So my total is now 55. My count is 11. Is 11 less than or equal to 10? No. We're out of the loop. Next line. Console.log total. What is total? 55. So the computer prints 55. Yeah, a lot of work to do some simple math, right? So yeah, that concludes our workshop for tonight. I hope this got you interested. I hope that for those of you who were intimidated by programming, feel a little bit more comfortable, right? We were able to learn some tools just by thinking and working with other people. So it's do many things now.
I hope you get a little bit of a sense of what programming is like, how you work together, things like that. And for some of you who are already familiar, it might have been a little bit too beginner. But I think, while and all those things, I think that sort of explains how coding works.